pretty, right? Just a little bit of chlorophyll in here. For the culture, but whose culture? Thanks to the veteran who smiled and asked me how I was and asked if I was having a good day. And I said, yes, are you having a good day? And it was important. And just that short, we didn't even know each other, but in that short, there was a meeting of the minds and a meeting of the spirit. People say for the culture, but who's the culture? Who is my culture? You have others who will always be the first to say who my culture is and who I should give priority to. But why should I give priority to you when you don't give priority to me? That just doesn't make sense. That never leads to productivity. It always leads to lack. And slavery. We make slaves of our own. We'll be so quick to holler slaves, 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 and people who enslaved us. But what happens when we make slaves of our own? What happens if the plantation is home? And the slave makers look just like us. I told you there's only 3 energies here. Slave, slave master, troublemaker. You're one of the 3. Which one do you fit in? If you were looking at all these preachers and pastors and politicians around here, ask yourself honestly, what category do they fit in? Slave, slave master, or troublemaker? And some who claim to be troublemakers aren't. They're just, I keep telling you, for every, quote, fake hero, you need a villain. And your heroes and your villains are in the back rooms, chilling and drinking beer and laughing about how they play people. Anyway, at the point of the day, my culture, I have decided what works for me, the best for me, is to deal with my MBs, my military brats, my military family, because I've did the black culture thing, and it just doesn't change. I'm sick of these so-called kings who want to talk about what queens should be and what women should be, and you still acting like, a woman came from God's RIB when you forget. No, that's not even sound mathematically. Well, I can't speak for all women. Maybe some did, but I came from my mom and my dad. Period. If we can't meet at that table, if you're coming to me and say, I came from a man's rib, right off the bat, bypass. I came from my mom and my dad. Goddess did not come from a man. Goddess came from God. You believe in God, but you don't believe in a goddess. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, you cannot put the woman in there. You cannot put she in there. You cannot put her in there. You will put anything. You will put a dog or a cat before you put the divine feminine, the goddess, in that energy. Father, Son, and man. So 2 men can't, miss me with that. All of you preachers and so-called teachers and all you fake ass, activists and people that's just doing for the dough, you does for the host, you need to miss me with that. Right off the bat, we will never agree. You are beneath me. I said what I said. And I didn't stutter. When you want to level up your education, then maybe we can talk about your elevation. But right now, you're still diving low. So you're not my culture. You get what you get, which is nothing. Anyway, for those who get it, and it's funny how the ones who get it right now don't even look like me half the time. But some people are open to learning, and some people are not. Some people are stunted. They stunt themselves. And they had help. Don't get me wrong. Your family helped to stunt you. Like I said, you had either narcissistic parents, narcissistic brothers and sisters, or maybe just an energy around you that did not promote growth and wanted you to stay the same. And now when everything is changing, and everything is changing, staying the same is just insane. Because you can't grow, you just die. But you think God's going to come by and take you to the great heaven and the sky? No. Anyway, I see these people get on this track, and I get motivated, just like how I motivated my own hood. I remember when I started walking, when I didn't have a car, once again, dealing too much in the community. I take that responsibility, dealing too much in the community, and I allowed the community to use and abuse me. I have to take responsibility for that. Because you should realize when they're not giving back, they're not going to give back. When they think, you're just going to give it for free, they'll take it. And they won't think nothing of it. It's business. Capitalism. You're just there to be used. They're not your friend. You're just money. You're just an end, a means to an end. So, with that being said, I realized I couldn't even pretend to be friends or family with people like that. I can't fake that well. Some people can fake till the cows come home, but where will you get with that? You will always be left alone. If I'm alone, it'll be because I want to be, not because I really expected people to be around me. And if I know that nobody's around me, and what do I do? I'm over that. I'm way over that. You ever seen a soldier die by himself? Do you ever really realize or even care how, how soldiers felt at that last moment of life? Knowing that they gave everything right just to be portrayed by their own government, their own family, everything. But I'm the villain, all right. Then I have to move myself out of that energy and get back to whose culture, for what culture? My culture, my military brats. See, that's who I relate to. And they may or may not look like me. They can be black as night or whiter than white. But we still have a synergy and energy. We feel something. We know what we feel. We know we're different. And you are different. Whenever you go to a new school, whenever you go to a new community, whenever you go to a new setting, and this is no cap, you will be hated. And you might ask, what did I do? You didn't do nothing. You just showed up. Yo, let's be real. We are like the babies, the baby Tom Cruise. We are like the baby Tom Cruise and stuff. We just got that swag. I mean, we are the hot shots. We are the hot shots. We have the hot mouth. We have, we're just, there's something about that military brat swag. Something about military. It's because you know what you know, which is different than them. They don't know. They know what they know, but they don't know what you know, and that's what puts you at odds. Because they can sense something different about you. And instead of trying to learn and grow together, they become jealous of you and try to dissect you. Had that happen all my life. Didn't know why, but now I realize, okay, that's just what people do. That's human nature. And once you realize that's human nature, you have to deal with that. Don't try to change that. That's just human nature. That's how people are. When you're different, you will always be treated with scorn. When you're in the military or a military brat, you will always be treated with scorn everywhere you go. Because we have a swag. Don't ever be ashamed of that. Don't ever be ashamed of that. I can be around people who look just like me, and I can feel the hate. And I can be around people who don't look like me, and I can feel right off the bat that their love is not fake. When I went to Guns Plus to, take classes and stuff like that, and we were in the midst of all that craziness, here I am, little 5'3" dreadlock girl walking in a place basically with just a whole bunch of white people. I didn't know how they were going to respond, and I had a meltdown. I had a PTSD moment. It's the stuff that doesn't go away. That's why I said people who don't get it, they don't get you. People don't, to this day, don't understand why I'm still not over my husband's murder. And that is insane to me. But I understand that you don't know because you don't know. He wasn't your husband. He might have been your friend, your brother, or this or that, but you didn't sleep with the man. You don't understand. He wasn't your husband. And just the circumstances, to this day, I wish I had went to the brick hole game. I do. Didn't mean to put their names on blast like that. I do, but I wish I would have went to them, some of his family and friends, because some of his family ain't shit. But some of the ones who I bet they would have got a clean justice when this country, when the area failed, the law system, everything failed. I bet they would have got me justice, because yes, and to this day, I still feel some kind of way like I would love to see my husband's killers with their head on a silver platter, dripping blood. Mean it. I mean it. I meant that. My soul cocker, you don't want to do that. You don't want to have blood on your hands. Do you have blood on your hands for stealing money? Do you have blood on your hands for stealing land? Okay, then let's not go there. And that's to anybody and everybody. I'm not judging or being accusatory today. I'm just stating facts. Like, you know, you know some of you are. But the fact that you judge people and you don't understand the magnitude of it, at least I saw, and they saw us some of that, because at some of those cookouts, we would have, you know, Bacon and I would have a couple of meltdowns. But what couple doesn't have a meltdown from time to time? But they knew it was real love there, but it was also being seeded by a lot of bullshit from people who didn't care. And that's why to this day, I never want to deal with anybody from his family tree, and they know why. However, the brick old gang, I would sit with you guys and talk about old times. Yeah, Queen is still hurting, but you know, you get over it in time. So I'm out here on this track trying to stay alive, because you know, my husband, he did his thing to the very end. He made sure that I would not have to need anything. Unfortunately, I kind of messed that up with, again, trying to support people who didn't give a fuck, and I should have been more selfish and keeping all that money and that energy and for me. But I'm always trying to share. See, that's always been problematic for me. I share too much, but I'm learning that pattern. I had to stop my pattern, and it wasn't other people, it was me. I had to stop giving a shit about people who really, through their actions, didn't give a shit about me. People can say in words that they care about you, but their actions is the real tea. People can say what they want to, but their actions show who they really be. And you have a lot of people who say they like me, say they support me, but they don't support me. So when it comes down to the culture, for what culture am I standing up for? Am I standing up for black folks who never stood up for me? Who I fought for, been on the front lines, when I've seen some of the best people, the best activists I know, for the most part, are already dead. There's only like about a handful of people, what I call real friends, real family, real activists. And I can have a couple of fingers, you know, and have just three. All of my best friends and family and mentors and activists are already gone, dead. So, with the exception of maybe one or two, who am I looking at among you that I want to hang with? Nobody. For the culture. That was there for the culture. That was there to help the community and lift the community up. What more do I have to need to see the... Hello, butterfly. Oh, what are you? You're a mom. Mother. Hello, mother. Mother. I am looking at her mom right now. I know. Mom just sat here. You think I'm kidding, y'all? Wait. Flip it. Trying to flip it again. Nature always has the way of balance. That's why I know Mother Nature's real, Mom's real, God's real. Everything's real in my family and my legacy. Because this is the energy that energizes me. Like today, I didn't have any juice. After about 2 laps, I didn't have the energy. And this wonderful, you know, veteran, like, you okay? He felt it. Thank you, sir. It just takes a kind warrior from a real soul One kind word from a real soul, one sincere word, and you mean it from a kind soul, can mean so much. These soldiers do so much. And military kids have to go through so much. And military wives and husbands have to go through so much. And when you're dealing with an entire world that's out of touch, the entire world is out of touch. But we're right here touching everybody, or everybody's touching us somewhere or other. Atlanta crew, Shaka Zulu, he was for the culture. But what did you do? You tried to kill him. So now the man sits in jail for trying to defend his own life. What would my daddy do, right? My daddy would have smoked all those motherfuckers. Wouldn't thought nothing about it. My mama would have smoked all those motherfuckers. There were times I did not tell my mama that I had some boyfriends that had to, but she saw it. She saw it though, man. My mom was eagle-eyed. Before eagle-eyed, that was my mom. My mom was eagle-eyed. And she would see, when she would come from the VA, she would go, she was driving down Merckson Road, and she would see when some people were supposed to be my boyfriend turn around and mess around. And I don't know how she would see that, and she would get some kind of way. That's why there were certain things I did not tell my mom, okay? Because I was not going to have the greatest woman in my life go to jail behind some bitch-ass motherfucker that I had taken on as whatever, and I made a mistake. No need for my mom to go to the jail for my mistake, but that's how she was about her daughter. Remind you, if I say God is my mom and my dad, keep that same energy. They would have taken out motherfuckers for me. Keep that same energy when I say my parents are God. That's still the case, see. But the daughter is grown and got to grow into her own. You can't always have just, God, do what he or she does on the throne. You got to earn your own right, okay? So I had to live through my lessons.
Yeah, but they did have to be down by November 15th.
And my mistakes. And I had to determine who was real and who was fake. And what I realized first and foremost, you cannot make that basis on color. That will fuck you up all the time, because there are people who look just like me who will never be a friend to me or family. And there are people who look just like that who will always give back to me. Am I supposed to ignore that for the ones who look like me? When it comes time to pick a side, who am I picking? I'm a military brat. If that is not the most stupid and sane question, it should be obvious who we picking. We picking us. For the culture. What culture? Line drawn in the sand. Or the turf, as the case may be. Military family. I protect those who actually serve and act like they give a damn about me. And then, I give them energy and they give me energy. So they see me get out here on this track, and I see just like, I see more people getting out here too. And people coming out, some of their wives may be serving, so they come out with the baby, or some of their husbands may be serving, they come out with the baby, and they walk these tracks, and we're staying healthy. We're staying healthy because we know our government has flaked on us in all kinds of ways. Maybe the government was always going to do that. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. So, I'm out here taking care of myself. I can't depend on the culture. I can't depend on radio. I can't depend on the entertainment industry. I can't depend on the music industry. I can't depend on all the artists I've helped, or the poets I helped, or anybody who I put on my show or whatever. I see y'all are always about the dough. You saw me as a hoe for the dough. You either wanted me to hold me out, or you just either wanted me to, like, build up your dough. Oh, I get it. I get it. And there's no need in being mad about it or saying, I'm going to get it back or get you back. That's wasted time, wasted energy. I've never regretted a word I said or a bridge I burnt, but I have regretted wasting precious, valuable time on lessons learned. But that's the point. There were lessons learned. And that's how you make sure that you don't get burned the next time around by the same people. You don't deal with the same people ever again. For the culture. Whose culture? Maybe you need to, like, reassess what culture is. Just saying. Have a good day.